today. I want to explain why I gave the title that I gave on the video, something that I've never done before. So when Pep Guardiola was at Bayern Munich, or maybe Barcelona, I'm not really sure where he was. He was asked about Thiago after one of the games that they had played. I'm talking about Thiago Alcantara. Then he was like, it's either Thiago or nothing. He said that it's either Thiago or nothing. In terms of how he plays football, it's like it's either you have Thiago or nothing will actually happen. So there was a game, Chelsea versus Liverpool. That was the biggest game of the week. A lot of people were against Liverpool in terms of not signing anybody and not doing anything in terms of the transfer window before the game. And people were looking at the game that we played against Leeds United, and they were using that game against Liverpool. And it was crazy. And with this new Chelsea that people know about. So I want to cover that to clear up all those things and actually explain what I thought of the games. Then we'll cover other games like the Newcastle versus Brighton game, the Leicester versus, which team was that? Burnley game. At the same time, we had the game from Chelsea versus Southampton, which was an interesting game, by the way. We are all going to cover them today on this episode, guys, because it's my reaction. I couldn't do them yesterday because, like, if you remember, if you were watching the Liverpool watch along with me, you saw that the car, like the screen on me, the lightning on me yesterday was not really clear. So I thought, let me just do it early in the morning, trying to explain what was happening so that at least with the natural light, before we could fix that issue of lightning, we can actually hear ourselves and actually see ourselves properly. So I believe you can actually, what is the word that I may use? You might actually forgive us for this. We are still working. It's still a work in progress. As you see, this is still a small channel which we are trying by all means to grow, and the people who can help us to do that are you guys by clicking your subscription or by subscribing. It's not like you're paying money to subscribe, just subscribing so that you don't miss any content. At the same time, liking each and every video that we put, even disliking, just showing your reaction on the video helps us a lot, guys. It knows that where we need to improve or what. And the other thing that is very important that you can do to help us, guys, it's either by commenting. It shows us that we can actually improve in terms of the things that we're doing. So let's go back to why we were talking about Thiago or nothing. That's my title for the video. After the game that we had, which was Liverpool versus Chelsea, which is the main game that I'm gonna cover firstly before I move on to other videos or to other teams, like I was saying. So, and I think I'm gonna cover the games, like the game between Manchester United and Crystal Palace. I tried to do a video, but I wasn't really alert in terms of, if you watch the video, you can actually agree with me. It was a tiring day and I was really tired. I'd done a lot of stuff, but we won't talk about that. We're in the future now, so let's move on with this. So Liverpool came to meet Chelsea after 3 days of amazing time. If you're a Liverpool fan, 3 days, the last 3 days has been the best for all the Liverpool players. What happened with the Liverpool? They finally signed the player that we have been linked with since the transfer window opened. They actually signed Thiago Alcantara. We were so happy about that. Then 24 hours later, after signing Thiago, no, it's not even 24 hours. 12 hours later, after signing Thiago Alcantara, Liverpool signed Jota the Shota, like what I heard from the copish. The guys, they're calling him Jota the Shota. They signed Diego Jota from Wolves as a player who's going to challenge for the front three, be with Minamino and Diva Origi and Brewster, if Brewster stays in the club, because there are still transfer links that are linking him away from the Liverpool club. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. So, okay, before then, all the Chelsea fans were hinting on Liverpool losing this game by a big margin, because Chelsea spent 200 million to sign a lot of players. But even though they signed a lot of players, some picked up injuries and some, they said, according to Frank Lampard, were not match ready. For example, we're talking of people like Thiago Silva, one of the best defenders we have ever had in this football. The 35-year-old man was told that he wasn't ready for this Liverpool in the build-up for the game by Frank Lampard. At the same time, Hakim Ziyech picked up an injury. Christian Pulisic was out with is it an injury or sickness, an illness? We were not really cleared on that part, so he was out. At the same time, what else? Who else? They signed Ben Chilwell. So with the Chilwell story, we still have no idea what's happening. He didn't clear up. He didn't summarize. Chilwell, I thought he was fit. I really thought he was fit, but we don't really know what was happening. So that was the game, and it came. So Liverpool, and now I was covering the Chelsea part. We move on to the Liverpool part. Liverpool had their team. Yeah, that team. So Jurgen Klopp didn't give up as much as what Frank did in the press conference. Jurgen Klopp didn't tell us that Gomez wasn't fit. Jurgen Klopp didn't tell us that Matip wasn't fit because they picked up injuries or knocks in the last games. He never revealed that to us. In fact, we actually thought that we actually had a better Liverpool. We had the Liverpool team that was going to play the game. That was never revealed. Also, at the same time, Liverpool signed Thiago Alcantara, who they did a quick paperwork to the Premier League so that they can register him to be available for the game between Liverpool versus Chelsea. Which at the first time I thought maybe they were rushing the thing, but after looking at what Thiago offered in that game, I think it was a good thing. It was a good development. At the same time, they signed Jota as an option for the front three. At the same time, we are being linked to sign any centre back who's going to come to partner with the Virgil van Dijk or fight for the jersey with a lot of players who are there. Not a lot of players, the few players we have at the back. So, okay, talking about the game, it was a good game. I don't want to lie to you. It was a good game. I really did enjoy, especially the first half. Can you believe that in the team? So the team was set like this. Oh, before I go even to talk about the game, the team was set like this. Jurgen Klopp had put. Who did they put, by the way? I'm trying to remember. He did put Fabinho. It was Alisson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Fabinho, which was crazy for me. I didn't even understand what was happening there. Then after that, he did put Fabinho in terms of Gomez or Matip, with actually being revealed that Matip had picked up a knock in that game. He entered those few minutes, and he was gonna be. They are believing that he will be out for about a month or at least. Then they said that again, Joe Gomez had picked up a knock in that game as well against Leeds United, and they're saying that Joe Gomez, the knock is not really that seriously. He'll be back maybe this Monday at the training center, which today is Monday, right? Or maybe tomorrow. We don't know in terms of when they're going to start to train the team of Liverpool. So that's all that we were told. That's what we were led to know by Liverpool before the game came on. So I was looking at the team. I was like, okay, we have Matip at the defense against Timo Werner, the player that everyone has been talking a lot about. I heard people saying that Timo Werner was going to put Van Dijk in their pocket, the Chelsea fans, and they were talking about how how Kai Havertz was going to do wonders in the game, destroying Liverpool's front three in terms of what was going to happen, which was actually scary for me to think about though. At the same time, we were told about how James was going to expose Mane and what was going to... there was a lot of hope from the Chelsea team, the Chelsea supporters, out of the transfers that they have done. Only what they were afraid of was Kepa, because we have known about Kepa. There's been a Kepa story, which I'm now starting to feel sorry for the lad. But that's all that was it. So the game was played. Liverpool won by 2-0. All came in the second half after Chelsea got a red card. Christensen, the player who got the red card, it was really crazy. We didn't expect that. But Liverpool played so well. Actually, too well for many people to think otherwise. So, before I start talking more about the game, I want you to hear what all the managers or all the people had to say about this after the game, after match reaction of the game. Both from Mane, Jurgen Klopp, even Frank Lampard.
I liked our first half already. I think we were there already, the dominant side. But of course, that's without goals, that doesn't really count. But then a massive game change obviously happened in the last situation.
I think it could be given or not when you consider that Kepa's coming out. If anything, I'm a bit surprised about the fact that it's a yellow card at first glance that gets changed. If it was given as a red straight away and they continue with that, it was somewhere in between.
Your first goal was a typical Liverpool goal.
Yeah, sure. I think everybody knows how is Mo and Bobby great players, so we know each other for sure. And when I saw Bobby got the ball, I know he will chip in the edge, so I try to be there. And luckily I got the ball and I scored, so really happy for the team and really happy.
Obviously the second goal, you can't ignore the fact that you're a goalkeeper error.
Yeah, big mistake, clear mistake. And when you reflect on the half, you say we 10 men for half a game against Liverpool. Without that mistake and with a penalty, we draw the game 1-1 and actually have a couple of other little breakaway moments. So I'm actually happier in lots of ways than I was after Brighton on Monday.
Have you made a decision on Kepa? Is it influenced by what you've seen today?
No, and I don't want to say any more about it.
I don't know what the German for a metronome is, but you know, it's that thing that goes on the piano, keeps everyone in time. Yeah. That's Thiago.
Yeah, and from time to time he goes in between. So it was the perfect start for him. I think he enjoyed it a lot, and the boys helped him massively. No, it was good, just good.
Quite a lot.
Nobody's hearing me what I'm saying here, so let me repeat myself. I'm really sorry guys, I didn't know that I was on mute. So I'm saying that it was a ball that was a teamwork. The ball came from Thiago. Thiago gave to Trent. Trent gave to Firmino. Firmino to Salah. Salah to Firmino. Then Firmino chipped it to Mane, and Mane, what an amazing goal. And I know players who played a bigger role in terms of the loss of the games. Players like Kepa, who's really having one of the terrible times to be in this club of Chelsea. We cannot deny that things are not really looking so good for the lady at the moment, guys. And rather than the team fan base or the team to support him, it seems like all they're against him, and everyone are expecting him to fail. So there is no way in this planet Earth, when you are doubting yourself and the people around you are doubting yourself, there's gonna be good results, because it's really crazy. It becomes so hard for you to literally or to actually focus on something, because you'll be trying to produce something but people are doubting you to fail, and as much as you'll be trying, it doesn't really work on you. So that was just the game, if I may say, in terms of Kepa. Even though he had some amazing saves, if he didn't do some saves that he did, Chelsea were gonna be beaten by more goals than what was scored by Liverpool today. At the same time, I felt like Liverpool felt sorry for Chelsea, and they were just pushing the ball, just controlling the ball, trying to show Chelsea their dominance and what they can do to hurt them. Because one thing you have to understand about Liverpool, guys, that people don't really know, they are not like Manchester City. Manchester City, whenever they see you are down, they use that on their full advantage, and they can actually use that as a way of humiliating you. You remember the game that they beat Liverpool 5-0 when Mane was sent off. Manchester City will hurt you. Liverpool, they actually feel sorry for you. As much as chances were there, they wanted to score, they were just controlling the ball, Thiago shining and whatever that was happening until the game came to an end. But they had the chance to hurt Chelsea. And Chelsea, I have to say, the new defender who was introduced, Timore, played wow. And Decore, Decore is in Chelsea. Zuma, you cannot say he had a bad game. Maybe he'll do so well if he's partnering with his with Thiago Silva, something that is going to happen in the coming games, I hope. But it was an interesting game all in all, and we learned a lot. So let me now talk about the main name that I have put there, Thiago Alcantara. So the reason why I said in my video Thiago or nothing, let me show you some stats that came out from this game that people didn't know came out from this game. A good game, by the way. A good game, I have to say, guys. I was really impressed by the way Thiago played. He really proved that he's one of the best in the Premier League. And I'm saying this because, you know what, one thing that I'm so impressed by Thiago is this. Thiago, it was his first time playing for Liverpool. With Klopp actually said that he didn't train. I think you heard the video what he was saying there. He didn't train with the team. So Klopp hasn't put his hands on the player just yet, but the player was able to produce that sort of performance. And one thing that people need to remember, he's still entering into the club, he's still getting used to the club, to the city, to the new weather, the atmosphere. Everything is still new for him, but he produced one of the amazing, and he actually broke the record. Let me show you. He had the most passes, rather of more of nobody else. He broke the history that was set in 2003. He already was breaking records already that was set in 2003, but it was his first time coming in the club. And at the same time, something that people didn't know. Let me read this. This was some stats that were produced to you. That's in the Thiago second half cameo saw him complete more passes than any Chelsea player managed in their entire match. How influential will he be on the Reds this season? That's the question that was asked, which I'm asking to all the Liverpool fans or anybody in this who's just a football fan. How influential will Thiago be? Because Klopp hasn't touched him, and we all know what Klopp can do when he has new talent. He touches them and produces amazing players from all the new talents. But Thiago, without even any Klopp's influence, he played the game and he did more than what the Chelsea players did in their entire match. What do you see this player? What is he going to offer in this season for Chelsea? For Liverpool. I'm saying Chelsea. For Liverpool. So the next game for Liverpool is Arsenal. And I can't wait to see what happens. And I'm believing that maybe we might see Thiago and Jota in the game. At the same time, maybe we would have signed a new central defense. Because now Liverpool, we are now in trouble. We don't have a central defense. We have the youngsters, but Klopp is not yet trusting them, the youngsters, to actually feature in the game or to actually provide something. I'm really sorry to all people, to the Chelsea fans. You thought that this was going to be a different game, but Liverpool just proved you wrong, and it was amazing. So please don't forget to leave your comments. I thought there were going to be some people so that maybe I could put on some Skype calls so that we talk about something that you thought was in the game. But all in all, it was an amazing game. And I was really impressed. I can't wait to see what will be offered more. So this was it. Chelsea got a red card. Christensen costed the team. How could you not expect that to be a red card after holding money that well? And the second half, you cannot say that Liverpool had a bad game. They played so well in the first half, but not really good to the point where we actually expected them to be. But they really played so well. At the same time, we have to say, wow. So this was it. Okay, 5 shots. Total shots, and guess what? For Chelsea's total shot, they had 1 shot on target, not off target, 1 shot off target in the first half. Second half, that's when they were only allowed to have 3 shots on target with 1 off target, which made them to have 5. And the passes they completed as a team was 488, and the Liverpool was 764. Which is going to be crazy. And I love the partnering between Van Dijk and Thiago, how they were communicating, and I love the balls that Thiago was distributing in the start. You know, Robertson was actually enjoying the game, Robertson and Trent, because of how Thiago was setting the balls to their wings and also setting. You know the interesting part about Thiago Alcantara, he doesn't tell you where he's gonna put the ball, but he will put the ball where he wants it to be, and it will go there. I know there was some missed pass, but guess what? This team doesn't even know how he plays. They're still getting to know their player, but they played well with him because he hasn't trained with them. Their first full week together as a team is happening with this week when they prepare for Arsenal. So that is gonna be interesting to see what happens, cause it's crazy. I know that all the comments will be yeah, they'll be all over Kepa with their era, but come on people, this team played so well. Thiago Alcantara played so well, deserves all your credit, guys. You cannot deny that. We did see that firsthand, and it too was proven. So that was the game all of a sudden, people. That was the game, and it was impressive. I was really happy. I expect more from Liverpool. I know, no Liverpool fan right now is afraid. You know, I have to say something that I saw in this game that I've never said before. I felt so alive in the game, and I wasn't afraid of Chelsea when Thiago came in. Maybe is it because of the red card, but something was different in the middle, guys. I hope also that Henderson played as well, but they're saying that he picked up a knock. That's why they had to change him at half time. I hope he'll be okay and he comes back soon. He's coming from an injury also, and our skipper, we need him for this game, for this coming games. And Milner, oh my God, Milner is just refusing to retire, man. Milner is just refusing. Man, at 30, is it 35 or 34 years old? What he was doing in the game, and he was working so amazingly with Thiago, and all the dirty work was done today by Gini Wijnaldum, guys. He was pushing Chelsea, he was pressing Chelsea. They didn't have any chance. You know what Gini was doing? Working on the ball, set it on Thiago. Thiago distributes to the front three, either to Mane or to Salah or to Robertson or to Trent, or give it back to Van Dijk and Alisson. Oh my God, Liverpool were on fire. Alisson, that penalty save though. Jorginho was also a player. He's an old player who's rated like, what is his name? Like, what's that guy? Bruno Fernandes. Their penalties are just unheard of. Nobody can save them. But what a save from Alisson. And he did that without actually leaving the line of a keeper. That was crazy, guys. I have to say I was really impressed in that game. Liverpool showed that they're still a team to be there. They deserve to be Premier League champions, and they're coming for the Premier League with the performance that I saw there. So it's 2-2 for Liverpool, and it's already 1-2 for Chelsea, which people, I have to say something about this. I'm sorry, I need to say this to the Chelsea fans. Okay, you spend a lot of money, you bought a lot of players, amazing thing, and you have been so loud making noise. Guys, you don't buy players and after buying good talent that you bought and expect them to produce something. That doesn't just happen. You cannot expect for you guys to produce something after just buying players. That doesn't work that way. That's not the way we do it in the world of football. There has to be some work that have to be put. The coach has to have some tactics and the strategies of hurting your team, of hurting other teams. If that doesn't happen, then I'm sorry, you're literally gonna be out for it and you're gonna suffer for it, which we saw evidentially in the game today. Frank Lampard had some new signings, amazing signings from Kai Havertz and Timo Werner, and also with some better players. The players that were there of Chelsea, they finished in top 4 last season, guys. So come on, we expected the better of them, and you don't expect them just to come and your new talent to come and work if they have not yet been linked out. Because I feel like there's still a linking issue that is missing in the Chelsea team, and something that needs to change. You cannot expect something to happen from then. I know you spent 200 million, but you still need to do. You don't expect magic all the sudden for you to actually be somewhere in life. You don't expect magic in this game for you to be somewhere to be smiling, for Christ's sake. That doesn't work that way. You need to change something. I'm expecting Chelsea to come back a different lion or different animal, if I may say, to actually achieve something and actually smile for some time. Because what I saw today, it's not a game that I'm expecting to see from Chelsea. It's a club that has bought a lot of players, and with what we saw today, I don't think you ever finish above Liverpool. I feel like Liverpool are still fighting for the Premier League champions. They want to attack. They want to return it. And if they do that, it will be amazing. And with players like Thiago and Diego Jota, who we haven't seen, but we know what he can do. We saw it for Portugal. He can do amazing well, especially when he has been worked under by Jurgen Klopp. Somebody of the front three need to work so hard, and I feel like the front three are going to be challenged so much this season than any other season by these signings that has been done. We will have to wait and see what happens, and also we can't wait to see for the centre back, which means Gomez and also Fabinho as a candidate for the centre back. I loved the way he kept Timo Werner in his pocket. Timo Werner could not do anything. Timo Werner was running, but he wasn't allowed to do anything by who else, none other than Fabinho. He played amazingly well, destroying the game. At the same time, Kante, if it wasn't for Kante, Chelsea would have been hurt more. He was fighting at the defense at the same time on the attack, because there was a moment where the Chelsea team, all of it came back just to defend Liverpool, because Liverpool were on top of them, were just a lot for them to handle, and we did see that today, and people, you cannot deny it. You saw it for your own self, and I'm gonna keep talking about Liverpool. It's almost about 30 minutes. I'm talking about Liverpool. I need to move on to other games, like the Leicester United Leicester City. Oh my God, I'm saying Leicester United. I'm just so excited. Leicester City versus Burnley. The first game played, Leicester was not in the game, and they scored a goal by Burnley. They went to halftime losing by 1-0. No, they went, I think, yeah, and they came back from behind to score 4 goals, which Burnley from Norway, they came back to try to score amazing goal. Guys, we need to talk about Leicester's 4th goal. What a crack of a goal. What a crack of a goal. That is my goal of the week for me. I haven't seen the Everton because I heard that Everton scored one of the best goals. I need to see that one as well. At the same time, Leeds as well. So I haven't seen that. But what a goal from Leicester, guys. What an amazing goal. I was really impressed with the way they're playing. Harvey Barnes, one of the amazing players who are showing up, showing that they're there to fight for something. And they want Leicester to be out there. They want to show that they have something. So it's 2-2 again for Leicester, which was well deserved. We'll wait and see what happens after that. And nextly, guys, we will be covering, what was the other game? Tottenham versus Southampton. What a game for Hurricane, Heung-min Son, and Danny Ings. Why am I singling out these players? I did a watch along for that, guys. You can check it out. This was one of the best games that I watched today. I have to say, I think it was the best game after the Liverpool game. After the Liverpool game yesterday. Tottenham were on top of it, guys. They played amazingly well. They proved that they are okay. But one thing that I felt, Jose needs to set this up. Did you see what Le Celso and Lamela offered when they entered in the game? That was literally amazing. They destroyed the Southampton's middle. They made sure that Southampton cannot do anything, and they worked so well. But Chelsea, at the same time, if it wasn't for Hugo Lloris, Tottenham would actually draw. It would have come to 5-5. Tottenham need to be serious. They need to be serious in terms of their defending. Something needs to change. Okay, maybe we haven't seen people like Gareth Bale or Reguilon. Reguilon, we might see him next week, or maybe in the game that they're playing in the Europa qualifications, which is going to be played very soon. And at the same time, the Carabao Cup League or the League Cup, something that are going to be played. But it was an amazing game, a well-deserved 4 goals. Who I'm saying my man of the match of the whole week, it is none other than Heung-min Son. He had an amazing game, guys, and it was a well-deserved game. I can't wait to see what happens as we move on to the next games of what is coming, and I can't wait to see what happens, because Tottenham has some interesting games that are coming, and it's going to be hard for them to actually survive in some of them, but I know they will fight. Maybe Gareth Bale will offer something, which brings me into one thing that is hurting me a lot. Why is Jose Mourinho getting rid of Dele Alli? I don't understand. Dele Alli has been one of the best Tottenham strikers, or I might call them midfielders, or whatever you call them. He has been one of the best, and now it seems like Jose doesn't have anything to do with him. He did change well when Jose signed him, and guess what? He wants to replace Dele Alli for Jesse Lingard, like out of the bloom. Jesse Lingard of all people. That is just crazy. That is just crazy. No offense to the United fans. You know that you have a crap of a player than Jesse Lingard. But that's what Jose Mourinho wants to remember. Or maybe he wants to rewrite what he did, the mistakes for Jesse Lingard, and try to produce a player out of what he's doing. I don't know. I'm just guessing things out of here, guys. I don't even know what to say. We'll wait and see what happens in terms of the development of that issue and in that case. At the same time, talking about other games, let me see. We had a game between Brighton versus Newcastle. What a game that we had there, guys. I literally didn't know what to say, guys. It was just amazing. 2 goals were scored in 8 minutes. Then the last goal was scored in the last minute. Then that red card that got there. I was live streaming the game. Then some situation happened which I had to go off, which I didn't want to, but I had to go off, guys. And it's just crazy. We just have to move on and understand that things are happening that way now. But it was an interesting game, guys. I really did enjoy the game. I hope to hear your thoughts and your predictions and what you saw of the game. How did you think of the game? I think you can be surprised, and you can actually talk about what you expected from the game and what it was offered to you. So I think in all, but Brighton, I think it's gonna be the surprise package. I did say it in the watch along. It's gonna be the surprise package of this season. Why am I saying that? Why am I saying it's gonna be the surprise package of this season? I was looking at the way they were playing. Yes, I did look at the way they were playing, and it was amazingly well. They played so good that they were fighting for each and every ball, showing that they were hungry for at least something, hungry for success, showing that they had something to actually achieve. And with their attack, there's this player called Lampard. Is it Lampard or Lampard? That's his name, I think, Lampard. Oh my God, what a player. The youngster has too much energy, abundant energy. He reminds me of Robertson, in a way, but Robertson, I think he can actually lower themselves because Liverpool, they can come and they move. That kid never gets tired. And he's the one who caused the first penalty. Then after the penalty, he's the one who was also involved in the goal that they scored. I don't know the last goal because something happened with my machine and I had to go off, guys. And the red card, Jamal Lewis, I think is going to be out. He got a kick in the first, like a kick in the first. So I don't know what's going to happen with Jamal Lewis, but I feel like he's going to be out for such a long time. Not really knowing how long, but he'll be out. But what a game for Brighton, well deserved. They also caused the Chelsea trouble, and they deserved to win that game, but they didn't finish their chances like what they did today. So we'll wait and see what happens. Brighton, I think they're going to be like the Leeds United of last season. They will be the surprise package to a lot of teams in the Premier League. They are going to do amazingly well. They might even finish in the top 8 of this season, with Everton included in there, because Everton are so well. Everton, we might say they might be in the top 6, but we still wait to see what happens. So right now in the Premier League, Everton are, Leicester leading the league now. Everton 2nd, then Arsenal 3rd, Liverpool 4th, Crystal Palace 5th, which you've never seen. Crystal Palace got that by beating Manchester United. Of all teams, Manchester United. So you can talk, you can say whatever you want, you can actually agree. Those were the games. They were the games amazingly. I was really impressed by Kane. I think if those people who put Kane in their fantasy football, they are really smiling right now at the moment, because he did offer a lot to them. And what a game. I was really impressed. We wait to see how the developments of the issue go and whatever that is going to change, and we'll keep giving you every information in terms of our reaction of the game and whatever that we missed. You can always leave your comments, then I'll try to address them before we go, so that we try to cover as much as we can, and we try to give you as much as we can in terms of how we are being impressed by this Premier League teams like Liverpool. So today it's Manchester City versus Wolves. an interesting game that we have to see. And Wolves have just signed Nelson Semedo. If I'm really sure if it has been proven, I did see something on social media. I'm not really sure. You can always agree with me on that. It's gonna be an interesting game. We can now see what Manchester City are there to offer this season. We haven't seen them since the season started, so we are waiting to see what they're offering. But we have seen Wolves as well. They've won the game against Sheffield United, isn't it? So we want to see what will happen also in terms of the game against Manchester City, which we will be looking at it the most. But what a game! I think the best game for me was Liverpool versus Chelsea. The best team for me, what can I say? I think I will have to wait for that until the Manchester City game has been played and it's done and deal. It's a done deal. We have to wait on that. I still have to go see more stats on what people are saying about this game. Thiago Alcantara is gonna cause havoc. He proved it without even training with the team. Imagine when Klopp is now seeing what he has in the player and what he will do with him. Keita had a good game, but there's still more to happen from then. It's a game that still has more to development, and we'll wait and see in terms of what happens. But I think you were impressed. I think you did enjoy the game. I really did. And also, I felt like maybe Timo Werner, he's gonna regret the reason of him joining Chelsea over Liverpool, because Liverpool needed him to be patient but get him in the end. But he decided to go to Chelsea before even the window opens, and now we have signed Jota for his position. So it's gonna be crazy to see what happens. I think the reason why he went to Chelsea is because the Chelsea promised him game time. That's why he's always there in the game, and the Lampard is not taking him out even if he's not having a good game, because they promised him the game time in the contract, something that Klopp couldn't promise him, because he was saying Klopp he'll get game time if he fights for his jersey in the training grounds and stuff like that. But you can see that Klopp is really impressed with what Thiago is offering for Liverpool. I cannot run away from the Thiago issue. He's really impressed with what Thiago Alcantara is offering. I saw his reaction, his smiles, what he was giving in the game when Thiago was controlling the game out there. It was an amazing game. So that's all in all, if I have to say, guys. More is yet to come. We can wait. We can also be proud of what we saw. You can say your thoughts. You can leave them down in the comments below. And please, guys, help us by doing this favor. Click like to this video, subscribe to this channel, share this to each and every social media that you have platform. Help us grow, guys. If we want to grow, it's Football Connecting. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you are new, because that plays a bigger role to us. It shows us that we're actually moving and we want to improve. Help us do that, guys. It will be so amazing and it will play a bigger role to us. But all in all, thank you very much, guys, for watching. We really appreciate what you're giving to us, your views. At the moment, as we wait, we just want your subscribes more and your participation in the group. That helps us a lot. It's going to help us a lot. So I think I might come back. I'm coming back later on, I think around 12 or 12:30 in my timeline, or 12:30, to talk about the transfer news and where Dele Alli is going. At the same time, I might set a reminder to come back for the build-up of the today's games, which I think the watch along I might do the Manchester City game. But that's all in all. I have to learn to love this. I have to learn to enjoy these things. I hope that Mr. Mobin will be tuning in for the watch along for his team, Manchester City. We want to see what they're going to offer in the first game against Wolves, because Wolves is a dangerous animal. Everyone knows that. It's a dangerous animal that nobody can even want to provoke. And we want to see what Nata Aki offers for the citizen. And whatever that will happen. Also, before I go, in terms of Liverpool, I can say now Alisson is back in his full best. Saving the penalty was one of the things that he proved that he's now back, and he had some amazing saves, like the ball from Tammy Abraham. Did you see that? And also, that's why I was saying that Kepa, even though he had one of the worst games, he did save the team, though. There were some chances where Liverpool were going to hurt Chelsea, but he did save. He stepped up. Is it the Salah kick that he saved? Also the Salah kick as well, the Firmino kick that he saved. So it was good, and Firmino had a good game. He was causing havoc, playing so well, dropping in the midfield as he always loves as a false 9. pushing the game, doing as much as they can to actually produce something. It was an amazing game. I hope Liverpool can now sort the Genie one out, the contract done, so that we move on to other things, so that we can actually see what happens. So guys, like I'm saying, I'll be back again with another video. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll be back with another video talking about where we are going now in terms of, what is the word? In terms of what's happening next. And guys, I don't know what I can do. Liverpool just did a lot of things for me, guys. I can't help it. Do you see how can you say about the partnership between Mane and Robertson, like that partnership that happens on that side? Something that people need to look at. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope to see you again. We will come back again when we'll be talking on this reaction after we see Manchester City, at the same time covering more about what will happen in the next games that are coming. Liverpool playing Arsenal, and now from what I saw today against Chelsea, or yesterday against Chelsea, I'm now convinced that the Arsenal game is not really a problem anymore with Liverpool, because we now have enough to actually hurt a lot of players. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope to see you again on another video. Please click like if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to share it on your social platforms. That plays a bigger role to help us as channel, and we'll grow from that. Thank you very much for watching, guys.